What if I told you that all past lives are your past lives? That Bruce Lee, Albert Einstein, Donald Trump, Jesus, Buddha, Krishna, Muhammad, your mother, your children, current lives, contemporary lives, past lives, future lives. What if I told you that omnipresence and reincarnation are not limited by your linear concept of time? I say your linear concept of time. What truly even was it? A subscription to indoctrination thinking? What if I told you, in this one unified field, the singularity itself, that they are actually you, simply perceiving the delusion of Maya from an individual perspective, different than your own? The letter 6 on the ground, to me, is surely the truth is it is 6, but to you, looking from that side, it is a 9. Everything is relative to perspective. Where do you stand now on the planet Earth? So sure that you're on top. But depending on the perspective of how the ball is, are you upside down? Yet, as Descartes pointed out, or your matrix copy. The limitation of the human senses merely support the delusion of Maya. The unified field, the torus, has options. We either subscribe and believe the thoughts of others are our own, or we entrain, not absorbing, not reacting, but authentically think, go within, validate through remembrance, gnosis, knowing. Here in this society, we have been told and we assume that time is linear, much like reincarnation. But if I was to tell you that all time exists all the time, until you Googled it yourself, the crystal reality, and how time actually works, beyond assumption of the first mathematics, the white belt, preaching to the world what a black belt thinks. You exist omnisciently in all time, all dimension, all direction. What if I told you that which I speak to you now is not simply concept alone? It is not from the mind of a man or a woman, but beyond the mirror of the self, coming face to face with the source. Should you get off your knees and stop eating the spoon-fed dogma of white belts telling you what mastery looks like, face the mirror and penetrate through. How deep are you willing to go down the rabbit hole to the singularity itself, the creator of source, not the noun, but the verb. not the river flowing, but the process. Nur al Aswad, singularity itself. Beyond your ego, the black light. That is not nothingness, in the sense they want you to believe, but everything condensed into an ineffable density of singularity. 0 point, absolute zero. And this, my friend, once you have laid your ego down as believing as self-conscious, is when you begin to understand what you are, what is truly going on here, and why fighting wars, fighting each other, is never going to stop anything. It's more like a pause button. It's more like a domineering of control. It's the artificial alpha male. Illogic. Domineer and force. But you cannot force a horse to drink water, no matter how dehydrated it is or how thirsty. But what you can do is go beyond the mirror of source. Step through the singularity itself and look face to face with that which creates gods, kings, governments, and men, stars, universes, dimension itself, consciousness. Look at face to face and realize it's always been you, friend. These limitations of the limited senses of form, of matter, only exist by the power of your own belief. Why does Grandma lift a car? Why does Bruce Lee do over 1,000 push-ups non-stop? Why do these narcissists seduce millions of people into earning them billions of dollars of profit a year and tell them they can afford to give them $1 raise as they pay them close to minimum wage? Who allows these governments to claim not to be organized criminals as they force themselves on our money? Taxes higher than the day the tea was thrown in the ocean in Boston. But yet, where's the revolution? Ah, it is within. For there is no they versus you. You are they. And once you understand and realize the rules of this game, and that you don't have to play because you created it. Manifestation here is a magic that you've always had and been using your entire life to create life, to create art, to create victory and success by focusing your intention on one singularity, knowing exactly what you are, and that you can do things others cannot if only you believe in yourself. And I'm not talking about ego, but that you have no limitation as your only limitation. We are all one, a one that is all. A torus, absorb